Continuing on where we left off, let's go ahead and finish building this set. Let's first of all move this desk to its own layer. And I do this once in a while when I'm working. Sometimes you're in such a creative mood that you forget to be organized. So let's go ahead and edit, cut this out, create a new layer called desk, and then click on this keyframe here and choose edit, paste in place. That will put the desk right back where it was. Now we already have this cool gradient here, so let's go ahead and continue with this by choosing our rectangle tool and using the swatches here. When you click on the swatches panel here, you're able to get an eyedropper. So we're going to choose a green that's right about here, and now we're going to draw the top of this desk. And once again, I want to make sure we're on the right layer, so I click on it once and make sure that this keyframe darkens. And just to be sure, I'm going to lock these other layers. And now we have the top of our desk. Let's go ahead now and draw the base or the feet. Now we can actually just do a little shortcut here. We can grab this, we can group it, copy it, and then paste it, and then free transform it because we already have this great shadow here, which will make a great leg for the desk. And that's the beauty of using computers. You don't always have to draw everything once you have something that you can already use. Now let's go ahead and copy and paste this leg and just put that into the position as well. And now we have our desk. Let's go ahead and group this. And once again, that's why I lock the layers. If you don't lock the layers and you try to drag select, you may get something that you didn't intend, like this plant or the backdrop. Now let's focus our attention to the catwalk. I'm going to turn off snapping because snapping will make whatever we draw snap to one of these guides here. And I'm going to make sure it's off. So we're going to go to snapping and make sure we have snap to guides off. I'm also going to turn off snap align. I just want to be able to draw without having anything move my mouse for me. Let's go ahead back to our rectangle tool. And we can actually draw one of these catwalks here, or we can once again use this desk. So let's go ahead and use this desk. And what I'm going to show you something here is we're going to break this apart. We're going to double click on this desk to edit it. So now we are in a location that is separate from the scene. When you double click on something that's grouped, you're now able to move a part of it or copy it. So we're going to copy this part of the desk like this, then return back to our scene like this. Click once, and now we're back at the scene. Let's lock the desk and create a new layer called catwalk. And now I'm going to click on this layer. I'm going to paste this. And I'm going to move it up. And as you see here, I can now double click on this again and edit it. I can change the color of the fill. I'm going to choose this gradient. And as you see here, we have our top of our pipe here. So I'm going to resize this with our free transform tool and stretch it out to the edges of the stage. And now we're going to go back to our scene. And look at that. We have the top of our catwalk. It looks like it's in 3D no less because it's very cool. We use the gradient from here. Now let's go ahead and paste in place and move this down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste once again, and we're going to resize this pipe with our free transform tool, and we're going to rotate it to kind of match the direction of these shadows, and we're going to put this into position. And we're also going to reduce it again so it just fits in this space a little bit more perfectly like that. Now what we can do is we can just hold down the Alt, Option, and Shift keys depending on which platform you're on. So if you're on a PC, that's Alt Shift, and on a Mac, it's Option Shift, and click and pull out a new piece of this pipe here. And continue this to finish drawing the top of the catwalk, like so. I'm just going to very quickly finish this off, and sometimes you have to adjust it. And to save time, I'm going to copy a few of these like this, edit copy, and now you can edit paste in place, and then move them down like this. Alright, so now we have the first part of our catwalk. Now we need to reverse this. Let's paste again, paste in place, and move it down like so. But this time let's grab our transform tool and rotate it just a little bit like this. I just want one of these actually, so we're going to move that down, and we're going to just move these into position manually. And we have something that looks like it's made in 3D. Now, of course, you're going to have to do some tweaking because this is not perfect. You might want to take some time and eyeball it and get the pipes to line up properly. But by the time you're done, you're going to have a very cool looking set. Now let's go and work on the lighting. Now we're going to do that in Photoshop.